Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Yeah, that was the sound that was supposed to play during Conrad's Mazda
Auto
story.
history, yeah.
So at any rate, I wanted to make sure that you heard that. Obviously, they're fiddling with the.
I think the one that he was after was coming down the stretch.
Well, let's see if we can play
I
that.
believe it's right at the first.
There it is.
10,500 horsepower.
Do you know what,
RPM.
Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like Mike on one of his highway acceleration ramp tests.
That was this morning.
It was this morning?
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't you love to be behind that? No.
I'd like to at least try it.
Yeah, maybe
Now, let somebody else that knows what they're doing
to
drive
build
it for
up
me.
that.
Strap me in. I'll go for a ride.
Well, you like strapping in.
All right, live from Studio A inside the Sugar Shack World Headquarters, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, we're going to talk about Dylan Mulvaney at some point.
What?
Bud Light and cars. I wrote that. Jeff has a segment on road signs. Conrad has the racing calendar and the car clinic. Later, Randy Weldon brings some Mustang heat, and we'll also have the stories making automotive news headlines and some other craziness that I don't even know what's going to happen.
I don't know.
I don't know
There's
what
a guest coming up. I'm all confused.
We're going to get sunburned by the pool, drink some free buds, and talk about each other next on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
What kind of buds? What buds?
Buds. I'm going to talk about buds.
Oh.
Call your comments into 867-5309.
Hello.
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 It's, I think that there's something in the water here today.
It's your water.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? Randy Weldon is drinking it. There he goes. So we caught him listening to the playback. Randy, you're listening to our
Turn the
playback.
sound off, Randy.
You got to turn your sound off, Randy, because we're hearing ourselves back.
There he goes. So we caught him listening to the playback.
So when he gets all that straight, we'll get back with him.
We'll get back with him.
So anyway, yes, because in this particular segment, we were not going to have anything. So I thought, well, we could talk about buds, Dylan, and pool talk.
No thanks.
Pool talk's good, but
You're not even you're the same as
You're not
Randy.
even strapped
you're not
in.
even strapped in yet. So you just need to talk about something else.
put the wrong headset on.
No, I had to check Randy's back. He's
Tesla
fixed.
scored a series of victories for its charging technology on Tuesday, capped by Texas saying it would require EV charging companies to include both Tesla's standard as well as the nationally recognized CCS if they want to be part of the state program to electrify highways using federal dollars. Texas, home to Tesla's headquarters and a new car factory complex, is the first state that will mandate Tesla's charging technology, giving a boost to CEO Elon Musk's hope of making it the national charging standard.
Yeah. Keep
North
your
American charging standard is the NACS connector.
Keep your EV fully charged in case there's a hurricane evacuation.
Can you imagine?
I think if people just ran out of gas, and what a nightmare that was.
Yeah.
That one year. Now it's everybody's EVs going to run out of electricity, and now what do you do?
I don't know.
You get a GMC Denali.
I think the whole thing is just shocking.
Let me turn this off if you don't mind.
Turn that off, Conrad.
Okay, I did. I just turned that off. Now let's go over to Randy, shall we?
Mustang Sally. Mustang Randy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Well, we're obviously better than you, but did you enjoy all of the intro to this particular segment of the program?
Well, I actually didn't hear the intros. I didn't have any sound. That's why I was listening to the playback.
But you got sound
I got
now.
A little bit of sound coming out of the speaker back there, but that's about it. Not much.
Okay.
Well, we're glad you could join us.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've been without power for the last few days, guys.
Oh, well, that's
but you've been enjoying in and out.
It came on. Yeah, that's why I went to In-N-Out. That's right. It came on last night, I think about 7 o'clock or so. But I'm starting to wonder now why we don't have a national holiday for the guy that invented the air conditioner.
Yeah, no
Good
kidding.
point. We should have that.
We should.
Yeah.
What are you doing besides talking to us?
Recovering from heat exhaustion, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, there's no doubt. I mean, did you check yourself into a motel or something?
Oh, no. I have such strong belief in Centerpoint, that they were going to get things back up and running in a couple hours, that I just kind of hung in there and carried gasoline to and from the generator, kept it running.
Yeah, I'd say they hung you out to dry, but you were sweaty.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, everything's wet.
Randy, how long was your power off?
Right at 2 days, 48
wow.
hours.
Wow.
Man.
Well,
Nice experience.
I was just going to say, you're still alive and talking. I remember, was it Hurricane Harvey or was
Harvey
it the one
was the
before
one that was really bad.
that I was out of power for 2 weeks, and it was a pole down the street that I received power from that had collapsed in somebody's backyard back there because it was too old, and I'm familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks.
Well, we're glad you got power back, Randy. So what's going on in the world of Mustang?
Well, we just got done with a driving event up in Missouri. So we up at Ozark International Raceway, just finished that up. We've got upcoming for our local club. We'll take part in the Kingwood Parade and carry the dignitaries over there. So that'll be 4th of July, something to get out in the sun and sweat about.
Well, you guys do that every year over in Kingwood.
They've been very gracious enough to invite us and let us carry the dignitaries. Yes.
Nice.
That's good.
So we try not to let them down.
Well, besides the heat stroke that you've suffered, so what is Randy Weldon up to these days, personally?
I'm still programming televisions out there. When we get done here today, I'll be logging into a server out in Phoenix, Arizona at a Weston and rebuilding their billboard pages. And then tomorrow I'll head to Bastrop and bring a server back online at a Holiday Inn Express over there.
And that's what you do. That's what you do for a living.
That's
That's
what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how come he can afford the Mustang.
Yeah. Well, he's got
That
more
is
than
correct.
you have more than one Mustang, don't you, Randy?
No, I'm down to one Mustang right now.
Oh my!
Just the convertible now, right?
Just the convertible, yeah. And I'm probably going to give that to my grandson. Just turned 18, so more than likely I give that to him and start looking for another Mustang.
How many miles?
Nice
you got
job,
on that Mustang?
Grandpa.
Say again, Mike.
I've got 120,000 miles on that car.
And what year is it?
2010.
Oh,
Well, that's
about average.
That's
It's about 10,000 miles a year.
that would be a great first car for an 18-year-old
that's what he's doing.
going off to
Yeah,
college,
absolutely.
I assume, and yeah, that'd be a good deal.
Mustang convertible, yeah.
tub it out.
Yeah, as Randy knows, it's a chick magnet.
That's right. That is right.
And he didn't expand on that answer. Just that's it. Mm-hmm. Well,
Hey, I'm not giving this 18-year-old a 5.0. Not happening.
oh, it's a 6-cylinder.
It's a 6-cylinder.
Yeah. Well, but I had a daughter that said, "Dad, I want a Mustang GT." I said, "You don't need that." Well, why not? I want a go fast car. I said, "Well, the 6-cylinder will go really fast if you push the accelerator pedal."
Early enough.
Yeah. But seriously, I mean, it's got 300 horsepower, does it not?
Actually, mine's only got 198. It's the 2010. It was just about a year before they came out with a 300 horsepower 6-cylinder.
Gotcha. Well, 200 is plenty. Because
But it's a convertible Mustang. Who cares what's under the hood? It's enjoying the convertibility of
well,
it.
there is that. But you think of
Well,
you think of 200 horsepower today, and they're getting 200 horsepower out of 2-liter inline 4-cylinders, and it's plenty.
Yeah, but if I wanted a 2-liter, I'd go get a Pepsi.
He's 18. He's of the new generation. Tell him it's got 350 horsepower. He'll never know the difference.
Unless he listens to this program.
He's 18. He's out of this generation.
And he knows his grandfather's not going to do that.
Guys, I grew up on the streets here in Houston, I had a 400 four-barrel dual exhaust that I got in enough trouble with out there on the streets
Absolutely.
that my insurance company finally called me and said, "Hey, if you sell the car and buy it back, we can insure you, but if you keep it, can't insure you anymore."
Yeah.
So, when I got this car, which by the way, they took my company car from me and told me to go get a car, so this is what I got. So this was originally a company car. It's plenty for me at this age.
Oh yeah.
I remember ending up in.
And I've got enough tickets in this thing to paper the wall. So,
Yeah. Once a lead foot, always a lead foot. It doesn't make any difference how much horsepower it's got.
That's right.
So didn't Mustang
that's a little bit of a problem.
Didn't Mustang Nationally just recently have their national meet as well?
Well, we had the event at Ozark International Raceway. We had another national car show out in Albuquerque just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
And then we've got coming up an event in July at Indianapolis. It's another car, show or another track event. Then we'll go into September. We'll have a show there. I believe that one's in Melbourne, Florida, at a car museum. It also it's plenty of Mopars and everything else down there. It's at a museum.
Cool.
I want to know when you're coming back to the airplane museum here.
Well, I don't know to be at the Lone Star Flight Museum, but with Vernon Wilhelm, who's the president of the local club now of Northside, and I shouldn't say the local club because there's 3 in this area, but of Northside Mustang Car Club, Vernon is talking about putting that together. But it takes a lot of planning. You have to have a lot of volunteers, and so once we get that approved, it'll be 2 years out.
And doesn't that kind of a national show get rotated amongst all the big clubs around the state, around the country?
Well, the way it works is you have local clubs that actually step up and they present a business plan trying to get approval by the national board of directors to actually put on a national show. There's got to be a lot of things in place. You've got to have the proper venue, a lot of advertising. You've got to make sure that you've got the volunteers. You have to have a place for a banquet. There's a lot involved in this, and there's about I don't know, might be 50, 60 page book involved that you have to go through and hit rules and regulations to put on a national show.
Yeah, that one was great down there at the Lone Star Flight Museum.
It really was. But,
cool.
From being in a car club and understanding what he's talking about, it is more work than it just appears on the outside.
I imagine so.
Because, gathering all the cats, herding all the cats to, first of all, show up.
Well, plus vendors and
all of that.
All of that,
yeah. The venue also has to pretty much be married to you or you married to it to make it all work, kind of like a wedding party, if you will. It's a ton of work.
I love listening to Don talk about wedding parties and being married.
Because I'm looking at the past. That's what I'm looking at. So just let that go, okay?
There's a lot to be learned from history.
Yeah. There
is.
definitely is. So, Randy, when you buy another Mustang, what are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for value, price, style, model, year model.
And I'm
going to get another vert?
On a Roush Stage 3.
Oh, gosh.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
But,
a convertible.
All right. So when that happens, what are you going to do for a work car?
Oh, well, I've got my F-150 truck.
Okay.
I roll around.
All right. See, at least you've got another ride.
Another driver.
Yeah. Okay.
I have another ride, and right now the bed of that's full of Mustang parts for Generation 1 Mustangs that Jeff Mays, the president of Mustang Club of America, purchased, and I picked those up down in Missouri City last weekend. I'll take them up to our national event or our national directors meeting, which will be July 8th and 9th in Dallas.
Interesting. Well, if you were that close, you should have stopped by.
My truck into his.
You should have stopped by and said hello. If you're that close, Missouri City, gosh.
It's not very far.
Guy, I stopped at Hooters. I was looking for y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
They have a great grouper sandwich at Hooters.
Yeah, I was more on the wings in the shrimp, but
That's terrible.
Knowing you, there's some sort of hidden meaning.
No. There is
always
no
a
hidden
double
hidden
entendre.
meaning.
You mean
It
to
is
tell me
truly
you
a great
admit you
grouper
you
sandwich.
go to Hooters and order the grouper sandwich?
Haven't been in a long time.
Only you would do that.
Haven't been in a long time.
Smells like fish.
Randy,
We're off the rails again.
Randy, would you please save me here? I don't know what to say.
hey, I don't know. I'm sure you got it grilled also.
But if anybody out there in our listener world has a Roush Stage 3 that they're interested in selling, get a hold of us at info@inwheeltime.com and we'll pass it on to Mr. Weldon.
Yeah.
Randy, it's always good to talk to you. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, if also I'm for the 4th of July parade, I'm going to start my little effort this morning, but I need about 4 more convertibles. Would like for them all to be Mustangs. If anybody's out there listening, certainly I would. I'm looking for cars. If you want to pass my information there too.
Okay.
Call 867-5309.
Well, no, just send us an email at info@inwheeltime.com and we'll pass it on to Mr. Weldon.
Well, I mean, I would imagine. Well, no, I didn't. I was going to say, I'll bet you there's a Ford dealer that probably has some access to convertibles. Do they actually make convertibles at Ford, or they ship them off to a conversion company?
I think they make them.
I think they make them on the production line.
Okay. All right. Well,
unlike, some of the other convertibles of the past where you're right, they were sent off to CNC or Eisenhart.
Yeah.
I think Ford makes these on their own.
American Sunroof for
Production
GM up in
line, yeah.
Detroit.
Randy, great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today and putting up with our shenanigans.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. It's always a pleasure. Nice to see you guys.
You too.
Thanks.
Stay cool, man, and good luck on the power.
Glad you
Take
got your
care,
power
y'all.
back.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
You bet.
My little sign fell down.
Uh-oh.
There.
That's a sign.
There you go. That's a sign of
Well,
something.
speaking of which, we're getting into signs here in a little bit. How
well,
about that?
Why don't we just do that right now?
And then we'll do his after mine.
Okay. Well, all right. So Jeff has a feature today on road signs.
Signs
Everywhere a
everywhere.
sign. No, you can't play that on the radio. You can sing it, though.
I can't sing it. That's all I got.
You just did.
Sing 10 or 12 miles from here.
All right. Go,
All
Jeff.
right, here we
Road
go.
signs.
Road signs. Here we go. So the road signs have been in use since the time of Roman Empire. The Romans created 1-pound stone markers referred to as milestones. That's where we get it from, which were numbered and placed at specific intervals around 62,000 miles of roads. Most of the early road signs, like the ones made in the American Automobile Association, were made of wood, placed on iron columns. The first road signs were milestones giving distance and direction. So the first one we have are regulatory signs, and these are broken down on what kind of signs they are. Regulatory signs tell the drivers what they must do, what they must not do according to the law. They give information about rules and traffic direction, speed, lane usage, stopping, yield, turning, parking, and so on. Regulatory signs are typically white, red, or black with black, white, or red letter symbols. That's confusing. Watch this. They are usually square or rectangle, but some have special shapes. Some regulatory signs have red circles with a red slash. Those are the red slash signs. Moving on to warning signs. Warning signs alert road users to changes in roadway conditions, possible road hazards ahead. These signs are posted before the conditions so drivers have time to slow down, see what is ahead, and decide how they should respond.
MR Deers.
MR
Does
Deers.
that mean there's a John Dealer ahead?
It
John
could be a tractor.
Deere
Watch out for
tractor store
tractors. There
ahead?
you go. And, of course, we got construction signs. They are work road signs. I tried to get a sign with a guy leaning on a shovel, but this one's probably pushing one.
And 17 guys standing around
watching
him.
him. Yeah. Work zone signs are usually normally diamond-shaped with black letters or symbols on the orange background. These signs identify construction, maintenance, utility, or emergency operation areas and warn drivers that workers or equipment may be on or near the road or sleeping.
And traffic's going to turn to
These
crap.
warning signs include workers ahead, reduced speed, sudden changes of the road surfaces, lane closures, detours, and slow-moving construction equipment. In work zones, traffic may be controlled by a person with a flag or a stop-slow paddle. Flaggers have the same authority. Those guys out there waving you through, they've got the same authority as a sign.
And the price of your ticket doubles.
Yes, exactly.
In a work
You would
zone.
know that.
I know that because of coming south out of College Station in those work zones. I got peened.
Guide signs. Most guide signs are horizontal or rectangle with white letters and numbers on a green background.
New York City.
Get a
Guide
rope.
signs direct motorists to cities and towns by telling them where they are and what road they are on and how to get where they want to go. These signs give information about directions, distance, and proper exits. On highways and expressways, one advanced guide sign is usually followed by another advanced sign, with the third sign posted at the actual exit where you
It
need
says
to get off.
you've missed all
You've
the
missed
signs.
it, and then Buc-ee's is next. The
Potty on.
service signs. Service signs are square or rectangle with white letters or symbols on a blue background. These signs direct drivers toward services, facilities
pistol.
such as
Now,
as-
football ahead.
as hospitals, rest areas, gas stations, restaurants, and motels. So that's a little bit of signage for you.
Sign,
There you
everywhere.
go.
Sign.
Yeah, and when you see those signs, you're already stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic around here.
I need to get off there.
Yeah. And you're over in the left lane. You can't get to the right.
True.
Well, you can, but you just got to stop traffic. To do
Yeah.
it.
And everybody gets yelling at you and shooting you the finger and stuff. All
So I
right.
took one of my granddaughters wanted to go practice driving yesterday, and so we went, and we got exactly like that.
What
we were-
car did you take, Mike? Did you take one of the press cars?
No, we took the truck. We took the truck
Cool.
because I
the
needed
truck
her-
with the camper shell on the
Yes,
back
I
of it, so
wanted
you
her to
can't
get-
see out the back.
Exactly. I wanted her to get used to that. And so we're coming up on an exit, and I'm telling her, you got to move over, and she can't make up her mind about going over. And so we missed the exit. Now, I would have made that exit, but I was not about to tell her to cross that double white line and make that exit. So we went to
You
the next
teaching
exit,
somebody else how to drive.
and
Oh
we got
my
to the
God.
next exit, and it was the same problem.
Danger.
We ended
danger.
up going 5 miles down before we got to where she could get over comfortably and make the U-turn and come back.
Oh my God.
But it was exactly that. She just caught in the traffic.
No, it was the teacher.
Yeah.
Honey, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we're 3 miles away from the exit. We need to
Move
start
to the
trying to
right.
get over to the right.
Well,
Move
here,
to
let's
the
explain
right.
this. Get off here because there's a liquor store in that corner we need to stop at.
Yeah, Mike wouldn't have missed that. That brown water.
Brown Water Store.
Water store.
All right. The
Oh,
In-Wheel
wow.
Time race card is sponsored by Texas Nostalgia Modified Production.
Cool.
So tomorrow night on NBC now, NASCAR has moved to NBC, is the race in Nashville.
That's NBC.
NBC.
Or is that NBC? Or NBC?
Yeah, whatever.
Nobody cares is what that stands
Yeah, I was
for.
thinking
National
the same thing.
Broadcasting. And then on July 2nd is the Chicago Street Race with the fastest pit stops as they steal the wheels and tires as you drive by in South Chicago. Formula One is this weekend at Sandendorf. And then next weekend at the Austrian Grand Prix. Watkins Glen is this weekend for IMSA, and we wish our friend Alec Udell good luck at the Watkins Glen.
You bet.
And then next weekend, IndyCar is at Mid-Ohio. And also this weekend, I think we're going to talk to him a little bit later, is the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb up in Pikes Peak,
I
Colorado.
sure wish he'd get done with that because I need to chase down this electrical
Glitch.
problem
In
on the
your car?
Corvette.
Okay. But that's been a bucket place thing for me. I've always wanted to go to. I've been to Pikes Peak and drove up, but I'd always wanted to go to the hill climb. And I was reading the schedule. They opened the spectator gates at 1 a.m. last night, where you could drive up to park your spectator car to watch the race go by, because that's about all you can do is watch the race go by, because there's not a great spot you can see a lot of the track.
At home, on television, with helicopter coverage.
Well, it's
Is
on,
it
it's on,
on television?
No, it's
I don't know.
on an app. It's on the. He'll tell us, but it's on a
Whatever.
Mobile One app or something.
It's okay.
You
It's
watch it.
available.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they got some pretty cool cars running. There's,
Okay. What else?
that's it.
All right.
Beautiful.
I thought this was an interesting story, and I think that you can chime right in on this. More Americans are
We will.
entering into auto loans that exceed the worth of their cars after vehicle values declined in the wake of dramatic increases during the pandemic, a report has found. Used car loan-to-value ratios increased to 125 in the first 3 months of this year from 104 for the same period in 2021. According to the study released Tuesday by credit reporting firm TransUnion and market researcher J.D. Power, a ratio of 125 means that the borrower's loan is worth 125% of the vehicle's value.
Can be up to, yeah.
Negative equity, or the amount that debt exceeds a vehicle's value, has ballooned in recent years, with some consumers stepping into car dealerships $10,000 upside down.
So if you thought you were upside down before, when you put all that into the next car loan, you're going to be upside down forever.
And here's a story that kind of folds right into that. Auto loans more than 60 days past due reached 1.69% in the first 3 months of 2023. That tops recession-era highs of about 1.46% in 2009 and 2010, and is 26 basis points higher than the 1.43% recorded in the first quarter of 2021. Inflation and high interest rates may be partly to blame for the increase. According to S&P Global Mobility, the interest rate rise is squeezing the monthly budget for the average American consumer, according to Jill Loudon, who works for those folks. Consumers set aside money monthly for housing, vehicles, and insurance, but may not pay other obligations with the same frequency, such as medical bills and credit cards. People need their vehicles to get to work to make money and pay their obligations. Duh.
And the other thing that goes along with that increasing, the state of Texas recently approved a inflation insurance rate hike on your vehicles. Mine's gone up twice this year.
Utility.
30%.
Explain that again.
Not utility, but your cars.
Oh,
Car insurance.
Car insurance.
Yeah, the state
the
approved
values
it because
went
of inflation. They've approved that rate increase across the board. Now, if your insurance company chooses to implement it or not, mine chose to do it both times.
What company is that, Mike?
Texas Farm Bureau.
So you get what you vote for. Stop voting for idiots in office.
There you go.
okay.
Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts are at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around, and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In-Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6, or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In-Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.